Look, we have a surprise guest today. It's the big blue bear. Can everybody see the big blue bear there peeking in the window of the convention center? Hey Janet, hey everybody. This is our surprise guest today. It's the big blue bear. I'm actually at the Denver Convention Center, and we're going to be, isn't this a gorgeous building? And we are going to be broadcasting live from here today. Hey Sean, it's good to see you. It's good to see everybody. Just take you a quick peek around here, the Denver Convention Center. I am very well today. I am at a wellness conference, actually a health conference, not necessarily wellness, but a health conference here in downtown Denver. And I just wanted you guys to see our big blue bear. Hey Rebecca Ann, it's good to see you, beautiful. Hi Pam, it's good to see you. Hi everybody. Here, I'll get it. Isn't he cute? We have this big blue bear and he's giant. So, I mean, I'm on the second level. I'm on the second level, as you can see down here. So you can see the cars in the background, right? You can see the big yellow car. We have this big giant bear that pokes his head in here at the convention center. So it's good to see you. Hi. Glad to see you on here. Congratulations on all your walking. I'm very, very proud of you, by the way, Miss Rebecca Ann. So there he is. That's our special guest today, is the big blue bear. I had to show you guys. So now I have to walk back over to my notes, which I'm going to right now. So today we're going to talk about salt again, and we're going to end up Salt Week, and we're going to talk about salt in all the different ways that you can get it besides getting it in your diet. So beyond your diet, essentially, is what we're going to be talking about. It's going to get kind of loud in here, I think, because there's somebody working on the escalator behind me. So there's the big blue bear in the background too. We'll try to keep him in the background. So today we're going to talk about salt and all the different ways that you can get it in the diet. How is my connection? Is my connection good for you guys? Are we good? Can somebody let me know if my connection is okay? If not, I'll switch over to my network and go outside of the Wi-Fi here. I'm assuming that the hearts mean that the connection's okay. Is that right? It's good. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. I never know when I'm on location and I'm using somebody else's Wi-Fi if it's any good. So, excellent. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so we're going to continue Salt Week. That's okay. We're going to continue Salt Week, and we're going to finish talking up about salt this week. If you want to catch all my replays on catch.me, you can do that, and hear all the different things that I had to say about salt and salt production and the types of salt that you should be eating and getting in your diet. So, and my special guest today is the big blue bear in the background there, looking in the window. There he is. That's my special guest. He's not made of salt though. As you can see, I'm wearing a name tag. There you go, Leslie Nance, GoToKitchens.com. I'm actually at a wellness or a health convention here. It's mostly for fitness, which I wasn't quite sure about, but it is mostly about fitness, and so that's what I'm doing here in Denver today. And so, but I was not going to not bring you the end of Salt Week, so I skipped out of one of my sessions. Shh. And I'm here. So if you don't know me and you're new to me, or you're watching the replay and you're new to me, my name is Leslie. I have a website, GoToKitchens.com. It's right here in the title of this scope. And there is nothing for sale over there. I am not trying to sell you a thing. The only thing that I want you to buy is I want you to buy into your own health. And that is what Go To Kitchens is all about. It's here as a support system and a safety net to teach you about living well and living in health. So it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hello. Okay, so let's talk about salt. Here's my top 10. This is my top 10, like, you know, what is his name? David Letterman, who no longer does the show, but David Letterman's top 10 tips. Well, I'm going to do my top 10 salt tips. Now, this goes beyond the kitchen. So we're not talking about stuff that you cook with anymore. We're talking about how to use salt in different ways. And so number one is my favorite. Hi, Laura. It's good to see you. One of my absolute favorite salt tips, and that is to use it when cleaning your cutting board. So you guys have seen me cook in my kitchen. I have a big fixed, hey, it's good to see you, Mindy. I have a big fixed cutting board in my kitchen, and that thing gets grimy. Now, let's be completely clear that I do not cut any meats, or hey, it's good to see you. I don't cut any meats or anything like that on that cutting board. It's mostly for vegetables and breads and stuff like that when I eat bread, which is not very often, but it's most for fruits and veggies that I use on that cutting board. I actually have an extra cutting board that I used for my meats, and then I have another cutting board that I use for things that leave behind strong odors like onions and garlic and things like that, because my cutting board is fixed. But one of my favorite ways to clean it is to make a salt and vinegar kind of paste, and take a nice stiff brush and actually brush. I wonder if I could do landscape today. Then I never know where to look in the camera though. No, I'm not gonna do that. Never mind. I take that back. I retract the landscaping. I never know where to look in the camera when I do that, so it's difficult. Anyway, so back to the cutting board. Oh, it's so awesome. I'm telling you, I love, this house had it when we moved in, and and we talked about taking it out because I thought, oh, that's kind of grimy and weird, but I love that fixed cutting board. In fact, I wish my entire countertop was cutting board. It would be so amazing. I mean, screw granite, I don't want that. I want all beautiful cutting board surfaces. It would be so amazing. But to clean it, what you need to do is you need to make a paste with vinegar and salt. So a lot of salt and a few drops of vinegar. And you're going to make a paste, and you're going to take it and you're going to scrub, put it on a brush, a nice stiff brush, and you're going to scrub your cutting board with it. When you do that, it sanitizes it, first of all, because salt is very sanitizing, so it sanitizes it. And then it also takes away stains, it takes away grime, it takes away odors, anything like that. So that is one of my favorite cleaning tips for a cutting board. And it doesn't have to be a fixed cutting board. You can do all your cutting boards with that. That way it makes it super, super easy. So I highly recommend that. Number 2, to clean and deodorize. So we just talked about salt actually being, convention's just letting out, so it's gonna get loud in here, I apologize. But we talked about salt being sanitizing to the cutting board. It is also a deodorizer in other methods. So if you have a water bottle like I do, you see my water bottle? It's actually glass, and it has a small mouth. Hold on. Yep, here comes a whole load of people from a big convention. It has a small mouth like this, so it's really hard for me to get anything down in here to clean it. And it does need to be cleaned. Even though it's glass, it'll get murky, it'll get from the mineral deposits and salts, and water, it will actually get like a scum in it. And so, so I highly recommend that you take warm water, you take 2 tablespoons of just regular old table salt, you can use sea salt as well, you take warm water and you fill it up with that salt water solution, and you give it a good shake, and you let it sit in there, let the salt dissolve, and let it sit in there for, you know, I don't know, let it sit in there for an hour or 2, just shaking it every once in a while, and that will actually remove those mineral deposits from these water bottles. And that's going to be true for glass or plastic. So if you have a glass or plastic, first of all, if you don't have a water bottle, shame on you. You should have a designated water bottle or drinking glass that goes everywhere that you go, so that you always have your water with you. So you need to get one. And then to clean it, you're going to use a saltwater solution to actually clean it. You'll be amazed at how well and what a great job that it does. And at the same time, you're not putting a soap product into something that you drink water out of, and you're using a very natural product to cleanse and deodorize, that container. So number 3, same principle with a coffee pot. When you boil water, a lot of times you'll get, and especially with coffee, you'll get a mineralized deposit that forms inside the coffee pot. If you use salt in it, it will actually take that out. So let's say you use an old-fashioned percolator. Now, I'm not talking about these cup things. I don't even know what they're called, but those ones that have the cups, I don't know anything about that. So I'm not talking about that at all. I think they're called a Keurig or something like that. I'm not talking about that kind. I'm talking about an old-fashioned percolator, or even a coffee pot that you use on your stove. That's what I'm talking about. So if you need to clean that and get it nice and clean and all its bits and parts, just just run it like you're gonna make coffee, except run it with the saltwater solution in it, and it will clean the mineral deposits right out of it. It works very, very well. I do not drink coffee, but I have a percolator that I use. You have a coffee press? Yep, you could actually clean your coffee press that way too, though. But I use a percolator that I use when somebody's at my house who wants coffee, and that's how I clean it in between, so it doesn't get used very often. But every time I use it, I actually clean it that way because I want it to stay nice and fresh for the next user that comes along. So salt water will actually just run it right through, just like you would the coffee, and it makes amazing thing. Oh yeah, you make tea in your press? Yeah, a lot of people do that. I actually have a press for that. I didn't know what you're talking about, but yes, I have a French press that I use for my tea as well, and it works very, very well. So my number 4 tip, if you have a stinky sink, who doesn't ever get a stinky sink? If you never get a stinky sink, it's because you're not cooking. I'm just gonna put that out there. If you never have a stinky sink ever, it's because you're not cooking. Yeah, it is a great idea for tea. It works very well, actually. But so every once in a while, your stink is gonna get stinky. Your sink is gonna get stinky, and so salt is actually an amazing sanitizer for that. And what I recommend for that, this is what I do, is I make a salt brine. So meaning I let my salt melt in some hot water, so some nice hot boiling water, and I let it brine and I let it steep there for, salt get nice and melted in there. And then I just run that, I pour that, I make it in a big gallon pitcher, and I just pour that and run my garbage disposal as I'm pouring that slowly into my drain. Stink gone. I promise you, it works like a charm. And if you wanted to use lemon in there as well, you could, like a little lemon juice or essential oils or something like that. Well, good. That's exciting. I agree. Then you can do that as well, and that will clean that stinky sink. And you could use vinegar as well. Yep. You could actually put the vinegar in the salt water. The salt actually will deodorize it very, very well. The vinegar will actually help remove the scum, and I actually have a tip on that in just a second, but that will actually remove the scum, but the salt will actually deodorize it and keep it from getting stinky, and it's so much better than, no, you can just pour the hot water right down in there. It's gonna be fine. I just let it go right from a rolling boil, and just pour it right down into my sink slowly, and it will get rid of that stinky sink in no time. I mean, one time and it's done. And if you use lemon or vinegar or something with an acidic in it, it will actually start to help unclog the pipes as well. So here is my other very, very favorite tip for salt. I bought some sheets at JCPenney not long ago. That bear keeps looking at me. Did you see the bear? Did you guys see the bear? See the bear looking in the window? He's gigantic. I'm on the 2nd floor of this building, and that's how big that bear is. Will it cause it to rust? I don't think so. Nope, I don't think you'll have that problem. Not unless you have some exposed spots, but there shouldn't be anything in your plumbing that would be rusting. So, and it depends on how old your house is, I suppose. But yeah, nope, it doesn't cause it to rust. So I know what you're thinking about, like salt water and exposed pipes and things like that, but you should be fine with that. I've never had a problem with it, and I've been doing it for years. My grandma taught me that trick when I was very young, and I've never had a problem with it. So just saying. Yep, 1980s. Janet, you have to come see the bear when you're in Denver. There he is. He's so cute. Anyway, so here's my other tip. So I was in JCPenney and I was buying some sheets, and I was buying like their top brand, like their high quality brand. And because I'm very picky about my sheets, I'm so picky about my sheets. Anyway, they had this really nice organic cotton sheet set I was in love with. Yes, you have to come see me. That's right. So I was in love with the sheet set and I wanted to buy it, but they felt really stiff. And so there was this amazing woman. She was about 80 years old working in Penny's. I kid you not. She was absolutely amazing. We had the best conversation. I was like, I really like these sheets, but I'm really concerned about how stiff they are. I like soft sheets, and I'm going to have to wash them like a billion times. And she was like, oh, Lord, no, honey. Here's what you have to do. And so she told me, she gave me her salt trick, and she said, I want you to take your laundry. I want you to fill up your laundry and your water, and I want you to dissolve 2 tablespoons of salt in that laundry water water before you start your laundry. Now, used to you were able to do this because we had agitators, and now we don't have those anymore. With the HE, you cannot pre-fill your washer. Typically it won't fill. So I just melt some salt and 2 tablespoons of salt and a little bit of water and pour that into my laundry. And then you wash these sheets on hot. And I said, well, you know, will it make the colors fade or anything like that? She's like, no, it's going to set the colors and it's going to keep it from fading or bleeding ever. And I was like, okay. And she said, and the other thing it does is it breaks the starch out of the sheets. So when they make them nice and crisp and they look so pretty in the package and they're nice and crisp and, you know, everything, it's because they've added starch to that packaging and to make them look nice and pretty in the package. And so she said that the salt would break the starch out. Okay, well, I'll try that. So I got home, I followed her instructions completely, which she said to do, which was make the water, then put the salt in, and then put your sheets in and wash them on hot for a full cycle, and then take them out and dry them and then put them back in the washer and do it again, and your sheets will be soft as silk. And I was like, okay, whatever you say, lady. So I did it, and she was right. All the starch was gone, everything was gone. You don't put any soap in there, no soap at all, and you wash brand new sheets in, and you could probably still do this to regular sheets as well, but you wash them in that salt and it breaks all the starch out and it sets the color. And these sheets, I've had these sheets for freaking like 7 years. No joke, I've had them forever, and they still look amazing, and they're so soft. I don't know if they get a rip in them, I am doomed for, because I love these sheets so much. They have lasted so well over the past, actually they're not 7 years old. I think they're like 4 years old, which is still a really long time for sheets to last. So, and they still look as beautiful as the day that I bought them. So there's your tip on washing sheets. I've actually done it with towels as well. When I buy new towels and they're all stiff and it takes them forever to get soft, I've done that trick with the towels as well. Perfecto. So that is one of my top 10 favorite tips to use salt. So now we're going to move on to Epsom salt. Epsom salt is actually has a lot of minerals in it, so a lot of magnesium especially, and that's why they tell you to soak in an Epsom salt bath. That's why they say Epsom salt specifically, because it has a lot of magnesium in it, which will help relax and treat your muscles in that bath. But one of my favorite tips, and it makes your skin really smooth, but one of my favorite tips for Epsom salt is to use it as a facial scrub. So if you want smooth skin, I would challenge you to take, I'm looking down at my notes here. Yeah, they're amazing, and they're so relaxing, and they're actually really good for your body. Your body actually absorbs the magnesium, and it makes for the most beautiful sleep on the planet when you've taken an Epsom salt bath, especially if you're using calming essential oils. So 1 cup of Epsom salt and 1/4 cup of fractionated coconut oil, meaning coconut oil that is not solid. So fractionated means that is actually in a liquid state and will remain in a liquid state no matter its temperature. So you take, I know, for a facial, right? So to get smoother skin, so I would recommend taking some Epsom salt. All right, so primarily thank you so much. You're sweet. Thank you for saying that. So Epsom salt, fractionated coconut oil, and making a paste with it. You can put it in a pretty little container. I actually keep mine in a pretty little container in my shower, and when I'm ready, and I use it on my whole body. So my whole body, I actually do a scrub with it, and I do that like twice a week with the coconut oil. So right at the end of, and because it's fractionated, it is okay to use it in the shower because it is never going to get solid again. So yeah, it is hard to clean up. There you go. That's a good tip there. Very good. So yes, so it is really a great body scrub. It is all natural. You're getting something that's really cool. Thanks for that tip. Fractionated coconut oil you can get just about any natural beauty scope. Boy, that's a hard one for me. I do not know a lot about that topic, but I promise you I have some friends that do know a lot about that topic, and maybe I'll have them as a guest on one of my scopes and we'll talk about natural beauty products. Although I'm going to introduce 2 today, which is both to do with salt. So using that for smooth skin, you will be amazed at how moisturized and how smooth your skin will feel oil if you use that. And I do that twice a week, and it's absolutely amazing for your skin. If you're going to use it on your face, I want you to go very gently and very slowly. So just do not grind it into your skin. You're going to end up with a salt burn, and you do not want that. So you want to go very gently with your skin, be very patient. Think about it as total self-care and as total self-indulgence in yourself, taking time for yourself and using that salt scrub. And you can do it in the bath, you can do it anywhere. You can use olive oil. If you do not want to use coconut oil, you can use olive oil, and that would be absolutely fine if you don't have fractionated coconut oil sitting around. And you do not use solid coconut oil. Do not melt solid coconut oil and use that in your shower, because if you do that, as soon as it cools off, as soon as it gets back to a temperature when it gets solid in your drain, I know this from experience, you're gonna have to call a plumber. So he was like, what's this buildup in your drain? What are you using in your shower? And I'm like, oops. It was actually, I was spitting out my oil pulling. When I was oil pulling, I would spit it out in the shower, and it clogged my drain. So just do not use solid coconut oil. You want to use fractionated coconut oil or olive oil for your salt rub. So there's your tip on that, to save you some time and money. And that scrub is cheap, right? That scrub is that scrub is really cheap. I mean, you're talking about pennies on the dollar for a scrub that is so healing to your skin. If you have any abrasions or you're sunburned or something like that, you just want to be very careful with that. If you have sensitive skin, just try a patch of skin, maybe like at the top of your thigh or at the top of on your shoulder or something like that, before you go downtown crazy with it, because I don't want you to end up with a salt burn. So go very, very slowly with that. So a sleep aid, we just talked about this. I'm sorry, I keep switching arms because I'm holding up my phone. Usually I'm on a tripod, but I wasn't going to drag my tripod into this whole convention because people would think I was a crazy person, so I didn't do that. So I'm holding my phone and my arm keeps getting tired, but anyway. Yeah, that's just how it is. So as a sleep aid, I recommend that you add 1 cup to a hot bath with some sort of calming essential oil. This would be the Epsom salt bath. This is going to make you sleep like you have never slept before. You're going to feel so relaxed and so ready for bed. And now I am not talking about taking a bath in Epsom salt and then going and doing the dishes and then looking at your email and then reading a book for an hour or watching TV for an hour, or, you know, nothing like that. What I am talking about is I'm talking about taking a bath, and I'm talking about slipping into your warm pajamas as soon as you take that bath, getting in your bed and turning off the light. That's how the Epsom salt baths work. That's how sleep works, actually. When it's time, your place of sleep is your place of sleep. If you want to read or something like that, I would highly recommend that you do not. I would highly recommend that you do something very calming, and then you put your brain in a mode of, okay, now it's time for sleep, and then it will sleep. And I promise you it will. And you don't need a TV, and you don't need a book, and you don't need an iPad, and you don't need an iPhone, and you don't need Facebook, and you don't need music, and you don't need ocean sounds. You don't need anything. All you need is for your brain to do what it's entitled and what it's supposed to do, and that's sleep. That's awesome. Yep. Yes, I am pretty much that way too, but I have trained myself, and the busier I get and the more ideas that pop into my head for go-to kitchens, the harder that is becoming, and I'm having to retrain myself out of those bad habits, because I end up looking at social media right before bed, and then my brain is like, you know, so a hot shower or a nice warm Epsom or hot Epsom salt bath, I highly recommend, and then jump right into bed. Don't do 40 things after that, because then you have ruined the effect. All you've done is just taken a bath and gotten clean and did some other things. So yeah, only thing I don't do that is because I don't want to turn on the light to look at my pen and paper. So I know it's going to be great. I'm excited. Okay, so here's another great way to use Epsom salt, and that is on those tired dogs. Now see, look at, I'm going to show you my here. So these are, I guess some people might consider these heels, but to me they're not heels. This is actually, because I am so short, this is actually just a normal size heel for me. This is actually a comfortable shoe for me. So let me turn this back around. But let's say you're at a convention all day long, and you get home and you've been walking around and you've been networking and you've been talking, and all of a sudden you realize that your feet are tired. Yes, I do have some ankle support. It's true. Not all my shoes have ankle support, but these do. So let's say that you are tired. So you have decided that your dogs are barking and they need a rest. Epsom salt in a foot soak is amazing. Watch TV, do whatever you do, sit down, put your booty on a couch, put your booty in a chair, a nice comfortable chair with a nice good book. You should be building in time every single day to read something and educate your brain. Your brain likes it when you do that. Sit down with a nice good book or watch TV or however you do that type of stimulation, and put your feet in a nice hot soak of water with the Epsom salt. It is amazing, is absolutely amazing, and you will feel rejuvenated. Your feet will feel rejuvenated. If you know you have to do it one day and then go back and do it the next, it is the perfect way to rejuvenate your feet. Your feet will be soft as well. Epsom salt makes your feet very soft. It's kind of what you think about when we think about a salt bath, and sometimes you go get a pedicure and they have the little salt things that they put in there, and that's what they're putting in there, is colored Epsom salt. So you can do the same thing at home and make your feet very soft, and if you use a light little brush on them, it will really help remove the dead skin. So that's a great way to do that. Epsom salt is actually great for a itchy skin. Yeah, peppermint oil. I know, it's so refreshing, right? Don't do that before bed though. Peppermint oil before bed would make you feel very awake and very alert, and so you don't want to do that. But you might want to start your morning or even midday with that. Like if you get a break and you want to, skip back to a hotel room or skip home and do that, I'm telling you, it is a great refreshment. I carry peppermint oil with me everywhere I go, and I use it on the back of my neck. So probably midday today, I'll be feeling that, my brain feels tired, I feel overwhelmed, I have all the stimulation going on at this conference, and so I use a little peppermint oil. I inhale it on my hands a couple of times, get my airways opened, and get my brain getting some oxygen to it, some nice clean, minty oxygen to it, and then I rub that on the back of my neck, and I am ready for business all over again. So that's how I refresh myself during the day. But yes, so if you have itchy skin or you have a bug bite that has happened, I would highly recommend that you take 1 tablespoon of Epsom salt, and you take a half a cup of water, you melt that tablespoon into that half a cup of water, and then you take a towel or something that is absorbent and you put that down into the water and let it absorb as much water as it can, and then you use that as a compress on that itchy skin spot or on those bug bites. This will actually help draw out what is ailing you. So whatever's making you itch or whatever is bitten you, it will actually help draw that out and keep the skin soothed and keep it from itching. It's a really good little tip. Also, if you have itchy skin, you could still go back and do that Epsom salt bath as well. That would be very helpful. All right, so here's the bomb diggity bomb diggity bomb. Now, do you guys like my hair? Actually, it looks kind of funky over here today. It's probably because I've had my hands in it all day and it was really windy. But see my little beach waves? See how my hair just kind of waves up? Now, it does that naturally, but to keep it piecey, like this right here, and this right here, I have not done anything to my hair. I have not put a curling iron on it. I have not done anything special to it. We can really see my gray hair today, which I don't give a rip about, but I can see it in the camera. I have, my friend Nanette Auxiger made me a beach salt spray about 4 months ago. Yes, and I am fully addicted to it. Thank you. I wasn't looking for compliments, by the way. I just wanted to introduce this product to you. She made me a beach salt spray that is so amazing, and I love it, and I use it every single day, and my hair is so conditioned and so, it feels so cared for, and I can get away with just doing it, just leaving it just like this and not having to worry about being all fancy with it and everything. So, because I'm not much of a totally fancy girl, just slightly, but not super fancy, that's for sure. So here you go. You guys want to get a pen and paper and write this down. It's an amazing hair product. It's an amazing natural hair product. So what you want is you want 1 cup of warm water. If you have dark hair like I do, then I would recommend that you use a dark tea, like a black tea. Even the caffeine for your hair is actually pretty good. So a dark or black tea, and use that for your water. So steep the tea and use that for your water. If you have light hair, you could use chamomile tea, which is actually very conditioning to the hair, so and helps it lay down and keep it from being flyy and stuff. And then you're going to do 1 tablespoon of Epsom salt. You can also use sea salt. You do not just have to use Epsom. Don't go buy a big bag of Epsom if you've got sea salt sitting around. You're going to do 1 tablespoon, not tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of aloe vera gel. So you're going to go find a nice quality aloe vera gel, and you're going to put all this together, and then you're going to get, if you want a conditioner, and I do use a conditioner in mine when I make mine now, then you're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of some type of conditioner, like an almond oil or a jojoba oil. Those both will work just fine. You can find those at natural grocers, at Whole Foods. Any natural place like that is going to have it. And then you're going to use 1 to 3 drops of your favorite essential oil. So whatever smell that you want your hair to smell like. If you want it to smell, like sandalwood, then use sandalwood. If you want it to smell like lavender, then use lavender. Whatever smell you want it, citrus, whatever smell you want it to have, you're going to put that 1 to 3 drops of essential oils in there. That will also help your hair's conditioning as well. And then it's optional that if you want your hair to be lighter, so let's say you want to do like some natural highlights, but you do not want to go have all the chemical processing that that highlights require, then you can actually spray this on areas of your hair and use a little bit of lemon or vinegar. I would recommend lemon. It's going to give you the most even tone, especially if you have light hair. If you have hair the color of mine, don't do it. It turns it orange. It will be orange. It will be the color of my boots that I just showed you. Your hair, and I'm not kidding, this is the color, or the color of my purse. Hold on, I'm trying to turn my... It will be this color. That's my purse sitting there. It will be this orange color. If you try to use it on hair, if you have hair my color, don't do it. But if you have lighter hair and you want some natural highlights, you can actually spritz that through your hair, and as the sun hits your hair or the hair dryer, it will actually lighten your hair, and it's a great sea spray. I highly recommend it. It gives you that just out of the ocean and shake your head look. Did you guys like that? But no, that's what it does. It's so awesome. So one more time, 1 cup of warm water or a dark tea or a light tea, whichever you want to use. The tea will actually help color the grays. So I have more than what you can see there. They've been stained by tea, actually. 1 tablespoon of Epsom salt or sea salt, 1 teaspoon of aloe vera gel, 1/2 teaspoon of a conditioner like an almond oil or a jojoba oil, and 1 to 3 drops of an essential oil. And then lemon is optional if you want to lighten your hair. So there you go. There's my top 10 salt tips for the day, beyond the culinary aspect, how to use salt outside of the kitchen and not just cooking with it. So do you guys have any questions? Can I help you with anything? Yeah, you're welcome. Can I help you with any questions or any ideas? Yeah, you're welcome. It was fun, right? So while you guys may be typing in your questions, I'm just gonna I'll show you the bear again. There he is, big blue bear. He's a big art sculpture, by the way. So next week we're talking about the 5 metabolism death foods. So if you are eating these foods, you're likely killing your metabolism. And if you want your metabolism to run faster and better and stronger, I'm going to give you some tips on what foods to avoid. I'm not big on don't eat this, don't do that, you can't do this, don't do that. But when we're talking about metabolism, it is kind of important that you know what these foods are. So I do want to bring those to you next week. So we're going to be talking about that all week. The week after that is sugar. We're going to talk about sugar. And then the week after that, we're going to do a fermenting week. So for the salt spray. I'm supposed to use the rest for future use. Well, no, so you're going to put it in a spray bottle. Thank you, Gary, for bringing that up. So you're just going to put that in a spray bottle, and it's just going to be a product that you're going to use every single day. You just give it a good shake every single day, and you just put it in a little spray bottle, and you can use it day after day. When I use that recipe right there, my bottle usually lasts me about 3 weeks. It's pennies on the dollar. The salt spray I was using before that cost me $30 a bottle. No joke. And I am saving a ton of money making my own. So, and it's much more healthier. It doesn't have all the chemicals, and I can pronounce everything, and I'm controlling what goes onto my body and into my hair. So when people think that it's not important to pay attention to what you're putting on your hair, it's very important. Your hair is part of your biological makeup. So they do tests on your hair to see what's happening with your body. So just keeping that in mind. So yes, good question. Thank you. Yep, I forgot to say that. You're going to put all that in a spray bottle, preferably glass, preferably a dark color, just so that it doesn't get rancid. No, you do not need to reheat the water. The warm water is just to get everything to kind of melt together. So no, you do not need to heat it. You can use filtered water. That'd be absolutely fine. You could use distilled water, although I recommend just using just a nice filtered water, because you get all the minerals, and the minerals are beneficial. Although if you're using Epsom and sea salt, you're getting the minerals anyway. So yep. Good questions, guys. Good questions. So if you don't know, my name is Leslie. I have a website, go2kitchens.com. It's right here in the title of the scope. Well, you have friends that have hair. That's okay. Maybe one day. Yay! That's awesome, Pamela. I love salt. That's where I just bought my Hawaii salt. I bought it from a farmer's market. What island are you on? Hey, it's good to see you. Good to see you here. Yes, so again, my name is Leslie, go2kitchens.com. It's right here in the title of the scope. You guys go over, become a VIP. There is nothing for sale there. There's only a bunch of free stuff. If you become a VIP, you get a free ebook, you get all kinds of stuff. Thank you. Oh, good. Yeah, my salt came from the island of Kauai. I was just on the North Shore of Oahu, I think it's almost been 2 weeks now, so a week and a half actually. That's why I'm so tan. So yes, so go2kitchens.com, become a VIP. There's nothing for sale over there. I'm not trying to sell you the thing. The only thing I want you to buy is I want you to buy into your own health. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going to go back to my conventions, because they are actually in a conference right now, or in a breakout session, talking about how to find doctors to talk to and how to get into their offices and get them to tell you good things about health and wellness. So thank you guys so much for being here. You guys have an amazing weekend. This weekend, if I pop up, try to come watch, because I'm going to actually be roasting a pumpkin and showing you how to get that pumpkin ready. Yeah, you're welcome, Mindy. Thanks for being here. How to get that pumpkin ready for the holiday season that's coming up, so you don't have to buy it in a can. It's so easy, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that this weekend sometime. So I was going to do it last weekend, but I was busy, so going in January. Yeah, check farmers markets. It's called the Salty Wahine is the name of the salt company, Salty Wahine, and they have some amazing salts with activated charcoal and all kinds of other amazing things in it. Alea salt, all kinds of amazing things made from clay. The Alea salt, which we didn't delve into this week, is made from clay. If you become a VIP before Sunday, I'm actually going to send the link out for that particular company, and then I have a quick interview that I'm only sharing through email. So only if you are a part of my email can you see this video from the Salty Wahine company talking about activated charcoal salt. So please, and it was filmed right at the Waimea's Farmers Market. So please go over and become a VIP so you can get that video, and that's coming up on Sunday. Yes, Salty Wahine. So salty lady or salty woman. Yep. Amazing company. I learned a lot about them. In fact, the next time we're in Hawaii, we're going to bump over to Kauai so I can actually meet up with them and see their production facility. So I've been invited to do so when I'm there. So too bad they won't pay for me to come. Maybe next time. That's what I need to do, is get all the companies in Hawaii to pay me to come there to talk to them about their product. Bring it out here to you guys. Yes. All right, Gary, if you're still here, did you see the big blue bear? Can you see him? I'm going to turn Isn't he cute? Here. There's a big blue bear looking in the windows of the convention center. He was my special guest today. So that's just what they call him, is the big blue bear. And we have this fabulous building in the convention center. It's actually very modern, has this amazing view of Denver outside. I know, isn't he cool? He's cool. He's tall. I'm on the second floor and he's tall. He's a big guy. But yeah, this convention center has this amazing wall of glass with a beautiful view out to downtown Denver. There's all kinds of art in here. You know, we have actually a pretty big art community here in Denver. So we have all this art on the walls. This is actually called Survival, this sculpture. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and then there's another one over here. So yeah, but there he is. He's my special guest today, the big blue bear. He's adorable. Okay, you guys have an amazing day. Be well, take care of yourself. Please, please, please stop and take time for yourself today. Please, please, please stop and take time for yourself today. It's so important because you cannot, yeah, right, exactly. You guys cannot take care of others if you're not taking care of yourself. So if you think you're doing your family a favor by being busy all the time and never paying attention to yourself, you're absolutely not doing that at all. Taking time for yourself is one of the most important things that you can do for your family, your friends, and all of those people that love you. So that's my goal for you. You guys have an amazing day. I'm gonna go learn something, I guess. All right, talk to you this weekend sometime, and for sure on Monday I'll be back with the number one or the first metabolizing, killing, metabolic death food. So you guys have a good day, and I will see you on Monday for sure, and I will see you this weekend sometime. Bye. Happy Friday.